Okay, halo, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our class with me, Miss Fadhillah Amalia. Okay, good morning, class. Okay, how are you today? You look very enthusiasm today. Okay. Okay, so is there someone absent today? No one. That's great. Okay, so who is the leader of this class? Rinaldi. Okay, can you lead us for pray? Thank you. Okay, so at this day we will learn about new topics in biology, and it's about important things in our life. Okay, it's about how how the mechanism of our body to receive the stimuli from our environment, and we can do it through the effector. So I will give you an illustrations to describe our topics today. Okay, please look at these pictures. How do you think about these pictures? Anyone answer? Okay, I will give you a clues about these pictures, a story about these pictures. Okay, at night in the rainy seasons, many people wear a thick jacket to reduce feel cold that's feel beating to the bone. Okay, and its illustrations show that human adaptive reactions to the state of their environment. Okay, we continue for the next illustrations. What do you think about this? Okay, can you imagine? Is there something suddenly hit our body, like a hot objects like fire or hot pans like that? What will our body do for these situations? Maybe anyone answer? Okay, Indah? Exactly, our body will spontaneously distance our body parts from its objects, from its hot objects like that. Okay, so guys, did you know that in our body there are something system that arrangement from stimuli that they can receive and they can process it to the effector, so we can do lots of activities. Okay, are there someone want to answer? Okay, that's good. Nervous system. Okay, so nervous system is the arrangement of system in our body that can receive and also that can transmit, and they can process a stimuli to the effectors in all of our body parts like sense organs and etc. like that. So next, look at this slide. This slide mentions what the topics we will learn today. The first is nervous system, and the second is the structures of neuron cell, and the third is the mechanism of impulse transmitter. Okay, we continue for the next slide. What do you think about this slide? This image, I mean. Okay, will answer? Okay, Ernita? That exactly. This is neural cell. Okay, please give her applause, guys. Okay, thank you, Ernita. Okay, based on its structures, there are two kinds of neural cell. There are neuron cell and also glial cells. In our nervous system, there are a lot of a million neuron that's arrangement our nervous system. And also, the glial cell have a main functions to support the neuron activity, and they have the other functions to they include in neural activity, neural nutrition, and defense of neural activity. Okay, so how about the functions of neuron? Will answer? Okay, Eki. Okay, that's great, but you can maybe you can relate it with stimuli or the process of stimuli transfer by our nervous system to the effectors. Okay, so like I told you before that our nervous system, they can receive, they can deliver, and they can transmit the stimuli or signal from our environment to the effectors. Like that, neurons have a main functions to doing that activity. Like that, they have some part of its body to support their functions. Okay, so after that, before we continue in next slide, please look at this picture. I will give you 1 minute to look these pictures. Make sure that you have already understand about these pictures mean. Okay, so look at this picture. Like I explained before, what is the part of neuron cell? Is there someone want to answer? Based on my illustration before. Okay, will answer. Okay, Indah. Okay, neurons have three main parts. There are dendrites, cell body, and also axon to support their functions. Okay, so can you analyze what the main functions of this each part? Maybe there's someone of you that have already read it before from the book or internet and etc. Okay, Dwi maybe, okay, Dwi Malul. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's great answer, but I want to give you a specific answer for these topics. Okay, so dendrite is the nervous fiber that have long lines, and usually they have many types of size and also shape. Okay, for the functions of the dendrites is to receive the stimuli from the environment, from the neuron, like epithelial cell, like that, and etc. And they deliver it to the cell body of neuron cell. Next, this is cell body. So anyone wants to answer what is the main function of cell body? No one? Okay. Okay. So cell body, we can call it with perikaryones too, and it have a main functions to receive the stimuli from dendrites and also forward it to the axon, like that. And it's very tropic part of this neuron cell because they very sensitive with stimuli, like that, and they have a nuclei that enrichment with RNA and also cytoplasma, and we can call it neuroplasm. Okay, the third is axon. Axon is nerve fiber that have a single elongations, and this distal part of the axon, there are a branch that can become a synapses, like that. And also they usually surrounded by myelin cell that composed by Schwann cell. So among the myelin cell to the another myelin cell there are nodostrandia that can functions to speed up the process of stimuli transfer, like that. Okay, so the main function of axon that is to receive the stimuli from the cell body, and they deliver it to the another neuron cell, glial cell, and etc. Okay, we continue for the next slide. Okay, this slide is mentions the types of neuron cell based on their structures, the number of their process, like dendrites and axon. Okay, so for these illustrations, is there someone want to analyze what is different between the three kinds of these types of neuron cell? Anyone answer? Okay, maybe Rinaldi. Okay, maybe there's someone want to help Rinaldi. Okay, Anita. Okay, that is exactly. Okay, multipolar neuron is the neuron that have more than two lines. For the one side as axons and the other side as dendrites. While the bipolar neuron is they have two lines, just have two lines, one axon and one dendrites. And unipolar neuron or pseudopolar neuron just have a single lines, and it's usually located in prokaryotes like that. Okay, so based on what I explained before, now can you mention which is the types of neuron based on their structures? Like what is the types of structure? Sensoral neuron, motoric neuron, and interneuron, maybe like that. Okay, Afrenia. Okay, maybe there's someone to answer these questions. This is very easy questions. Don't be shy. No one will angry with you if you cannot answer the questions. Okay, come on, try. Okay, Rinaldi? That's good. Okay, please give him applause. Okay, so based on these structures, the sensory neuron is the multipolar neurons, like that. While the bipolar is the motoric neuron, and the pseudo or unipolar is the intermediate neurons. Because I've already told you about these topics, about the types of structures in neuron cell, I will give you questions. Please look at these pictures. Please classify which one is the multipolar, bipolar, or pseudopolar. Okay. Are there someone want to answer? Oh ya, Indah. That's good. Okay, that's good. A is bipolar, the B is unipolar, and the second is multipolar. Please give her applause. Okay, so I will ask for someone to tell or to classify the structures and the functions, and you can classify the names of this neuron from its structures. Okay, Rinaldi, you look the A points. This is a bipolar. So can you analyze what is the types of neuron cell that have a structures bipolar? Okay, that's good. That is interneuron. Okay, so maybe Afrenia, B. Please look at the B pictures. What is the name of this neuron? Okay, this is unipolar neuron and usually as sensory neuron. Okay, just give her applause. Okay, for the last, this is a multipolar neuron and usually this is a motorical neuron. Okay, so I will mention the specific informations about this three types of neuron cell. Okay, so for the first, there are motoric neuron. They have a functions to carrying the stimuli from CNS or the central nervous system to the effectors, and it have structures like short dendrites and long axons. Okay, well, for the sensoric neurons, they can bring stimuli to the CNS or central nervous system, and it has structures wavy cell bodies that can form to the ganglia. They can form ganglia, and the axon is very short, while the dendrite is long. So, understand? Okay. While interneuron have a functions to receive the stimuli from sensory neuron or the intermediate neuron, and also have a structures like a short dendrite, and they have a long or short axons like that. Okay, this slide is mentions the types of impulse delivery. There are two kinds of types. There are through neural cell and through the synapses. Like I told you before that the synapses have a locations in the post of axons like that. Okay, who will answer or who will mentions the difference between two types? Okay, maybe Dwi. Okay, let's look at this slide. This slide are mentions how stimuli are derived by our neural cell. Okay, for the first, there are impulse. Impulse from the environment are producing the stimuli for our sensory organs. Are there someone want to mention what is the kind of sensory organ in our body? Okay, skin. Okay, right. Eyes. Okay. Tongue. Okay. Mouth. Okay. And etc. Okay, so okay, after that, after the impulse is received by sensory also derive the information to the neural sensory. After that, neural sensory are forward the information to the CNS like that. Okay, after that CNS are receive the information to the neuromotoric, and neuromotoric are receive and deliver the informations to the effectors like muscle and etc. Next, please look at this slide. This slide are mentions the types of delivery impulse through synapse. Like I told you before that synapse has located in axons, in the branch of axons. The mechanism is begin with neurotransmitter expenditure. If there are electrical signal triggers the release of neurotransmitter from axon, it will after that neurotransmitter will entering the synapse. After that, they are fused with a vesicle in synapse. And after that, if there are ion Ca2+, they can move the vesicle to the membrane of synapse. And after that, there are the release of neurotransmitter to another neuron cell like that. The next lesson, this is the types of neural system in our body. In general, there are two types. There are CNS or central neuron system and PNS or peripheral neural system. CNS are include brain and also spinal cord, while the PNS or peripheral neural system are included by ganglions and nerve. Next, we will learn about CNS or central neural system. As we know that CNS are consist by two important parts in our body. There are brains and also spinal cord. While the brain is the center of coordinations in our body, and also it can divide it into two large of hemisphere. And it has locations in our bone marrow, and it covered by meningeus membrane. Well, meaningless membrane we can divide it into 3 layers. There are outer layer, we can call it durometer, that uptake our bone, and also the middle layer there are arachnoid, and the last is inner layer there are diameter, like that, and it uptake our bone marrow. Between the two inner membranes there are cerebrospinal fluids that have a functions. Excuse me, don't disturb him. Okay, please look at me. I'm going to give you an explanation about these topics. Okay? Attention please. Okay, so between the two inner membranes, there are cerebrospinal fluids that have a functions as a brain cushions that can against collisions in our bones, in our skull bones, like that. Okay, for the last slide, it's about the parts of brain. There are 4 parts in brain. There are a frontal lobe, cerebrum, midbrain, and also small brain. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I think time is up. Before we end this class, are there any questions? Nothing? No one will mention the questions? Are you sure? Okay, thank you. I'm sure that you all students in this class are understand what the topics we're talking about. Okay, so maybe for the next weeks I will give you an exam, like a midterm exam, like that, and for the material I will take it from all topics we discussed before, and for the next week after you do the exam, I will continues my explanations about peripheral nervous system. Okay, maybe before we end this class, I will give you some conclusions for the topics we learning today. For the first, we have learned about the definitions, neural system, and the second, we know the structures of neuron cell. After that, we know the many types of neuron cell based on their structures and its functions, and also we can know the difference between CNS and PNS. Okay, thank you. I think it's all. See you next time. Please prepare yourself. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.